In the case of Merkel cell carcinoma, it's a very interesting story because the virus, as I mentioned, Merkel cell polyoma virus, is a common infection. We're all infected with it. But what it appears to happen is that as it replicates, quite asymptomatically, it doesn't make any symptoms whatsoever as it replicates. But sometimes it will fragment and just make a mistake. And when it does that, the host cell tends to stick those fragments of viral DNA and insert them into the host genome. Now, that would seem to be a dangerous thing to do, because if you insert a virus into a specific place in your genome, you would be causing mutations. But also, the virus is expressing proteins that can drive proliferation of a cell, oncoproteins. But that's not a problem, because it turns out that the virus oncoprotein also initiates replication of the viral DNA. And if it does that, the replication of the DNA will cause collisions with host DNA replicators, and the tumor cell will die. So there's a natural function that inhibits tumorigenesis. However, if there is a second mutation, first the virus integrates, and then secondly, it develops a second mutation in this replicator protein, then it turns off the ability of the virus to cause DNA replication, and only what's left is the expression of the oncoproteins from the virus, and that then drives the tumor cell. And so what we see is that in Merkel cell carcinoma, we know that it's very common virus infection, but that probably one has to have some loss of immunity to the virus proteins, or the cancer won't develop. And then secondly, you have to have replication of the virus and a rare integration event. So that's even a lower percentage of people will have that happen. But even still, that won't cause cancer until you have all of those events, and then on top of that, a single mutation within the virus that turns off its ability to replicate. And once that occurs, then the tumor can grow out. And so even though it's a very common infection, very, very few people, roughly 1 to 5 people per million, will develop this cancer in a given year.